Welcome to Astro Venture, the DSLR astrophotography channel. Welcome back, Astro Venturers. If you're new to this channel, my name is George, and this is the astrophotography channel for DSLR or mirrorless camera bodies, combined with the lenses we already own and a simple star tracker like the Skyguider Pro or the Star Adventurer. So in this episode of Up in the Night Sky, we're going to be taking a look at the galaxy of Andromeda. At the time of this recording, we are coming up to the middle of September. Our next new moon will be October 6th, which conveniently is also a Saturday. And so we are coming into prime time to get out and shoot Andromeda before the cold really settles in. But Andromeda is high up in the sky now that we start to get out of some of that lower angle atmosphere. So let's go ahead and dive right in and locate Andromeda. So here you can see the constellations of Cassiopeia and Andromeda. These are the two that you're looking for in the night sky. Most specifically, I find it easiest to locate Andromeda going off of the rather recognizable constellation of Cassiopeia, which is the W in the northeast sky. In that W, when you're looking up to it from the northern hemisphere, the lower point of the W is where you're going to use that point to steer yourself from that star down to Andromeda, the constellation, and using the stars of Andromeda coming up and that star, the second star on the right-hand side there at the low point of the W, tracing that down, and from Andromeda tracing up. At that intersection, you will run into the galaxy of Andromeda. And this is our photograph of Andromeda. This was actually shot last year, and I'm looking forward to getting out and photographing it again because this was earlier on. I could have done better looking at the photograph. I don't think my focus was as sharp, as tight as it could have been. And the other thing is that my overall exposure time, I was kind of lacking. Now, the settings that I used on this particular photo, I was shooting with my Nikon D500. I was at an aperture of 6.7, and I had an exposure time of 135 seconds. But my total exposure time was only approximately 110 minutes, so I didn't even quite make it to 2 hours. And as I've gained experience and knowledge from doing this astrophotography, 3 hours seems to be the magic point where you really get the best image, the least amount of noise. And like I said, I think my focus could have been a little bit sharper. For this particular image, I want to say that I was probably, Bordeaux class 5 night sky. And I was contending with some smoke coming out of California. It seems the last 3 years they've really dumped that smoke on us. Now, one of the things that I decided to share is this particular image here, and it's a pretty ugly image, and it's also quite soft. It's not in focus as it needs to be. The reason I wanted to share this image is that you, the viewer watching this, you're going to be watching this because you're trying to learn, you're starting out. I want you to know a few truths about all of the astrophotography that you're looking at, the Milky Way images that you look at. All of these images, there's about, obviously you have to have good data, but I want to break this down to kind of a percentage. 25% of the image that you see comes from the data that's recorded. Now, obviously, some people might argue a different percentage, but hear me out on my point that I'm making. I would say about 25% of the final image that you're seeing is the data collection. 3 hours of good data. You've shot your photo images, your flats, your flat darks, your bias, your dark images. You have everything that you need. It's in good sharp focus. You stack it in Deep Sky Stacker. And while this is a lot of work, I'm still going to put that at about 25% because honestly, all of these images that you see for myself or anybody else concerning galaxies, nebulas, the Milky Way, about 25% is good collection of data. And after that, honestly, it's 75% your Photoshop skills, getting in there and editing, knowing how to bring out what's hidden within an image, how to sharpen an image, how to reduce noise that's in the image, how to reduce stars so that you can emphasize more what it is you're trying to show, how to bring out specific colors within the image. So I show you this image, and this is one of my, actually it is my first image of Andromeda Galaxy. And yes, I was quite proud of it, and I would hope that you're proud of your first image that you get of Andromeda. But the thing is that I don't want you to ever feel defeated because you sat down, you watched this video, I gave you the settings, told you how to locate it, you sit down to try and edit, and it just doesn't look that good, or it looks closer to my first image and not my later image, which could also be improved. Just know that there is a lot of Photoshop. About 75% of that final image comes from the Photoshop work. So please don't give up. Understand that there's a lot of work, and it's not just going out and learning astrophotography. You really need to invest in learning how to edit an astrophotography photo, because I'm a professional photographer, but the edit for astrophotography is something entirely different. So I encourage you, put your effort into learning how to do astrophotography, but at the same time, you need to put equally, if not more, of your effort into learning how to edit an astrophotograph, okay? So I hope this helps some of you out that might be feeling a little defeated when your images don't quite look the same. It'll come, it'll take some time. With that, we'll close out this episode of Up in the Night Sky. I want to encourage you, please, if you like the content and you like what you're seeing, subscribe. And any photographs that you take, be it an image that we covered in Up in the Night Sky or something else, please tag it with hashtag Up in the Night Sky. And we like to regularly surf for that hashtag and see what we can find and take a look at the images that you Astro Ventures create as well. And lastly, please leave us a comment below as to what your favorite astrophotography galaxy is. And I really encourage you, try out Andromeda. It's the closest large galaxy that you can find. It's a magnitude of 3.4. You can actually see it under pretty decent lights, pretty decent dark skies. Kind of looks like a smudge. So until next time, I want to wish you clear skies and uneventful nights. We're dealing with a lot of California smoke out here, and I think I'm up to 5 packs of California a day from all this heavy smoke rolling in. So with